Hey everyone, in this video I wanted to show you an easy way to learn good t-shirt design. What I'm going to do is try and recreate something I found on the internet in Canva. And this is a great way to teach yourself how to create t-shirt designs that sell, because if you're looking for a design online, they are made by professional t-shirt designers usually, and so you can learn from that. So I'm going to show you a very simple way how to do this in Canva. You can actually do this in any app that you have, but I'm going to use Canva in this video because I know a lot of you use Canva. So let's get to the internet first. Let's find that shirt. I'm going to go to Target and pick one of the shirts there and then bring it into Canva, and we're going to try and recreate it. All right, so here we are on Target. You don't have to go to Target. You can go to any place that sells t-shirts online, or you can go and snap a picture if you want at Target or wherever you want. If you have a t-shirt yourself, you can do that too. But let's use Target for this example. What we're going to do is we're just going to go, well, you can see I looked for it already, so I did this, but you can do graphic t-shirt, graphic tees. Let's see if it will pull it up again. Graphic tees women t-shirt. You can do men's t-shirt or whatever. So I'm going to go graphic tees women here, and hopefully I get the same one. Yep, here we go. Limoncello. I'm going to do that here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just open it up. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. I can zoom in, but it's cutting off the bottom. So one of the things that you could do is maybe click this one instead, make it bigger. Here we go. And then let me see this. Yeah, I'm gonna screenshot this. So on a Mac it is Command-Shift-4. You can see that. And I'm just gonna go like just the design. We don't need the whole thing. We just want the design. See that right there? And I'm gonna let go. And we're gonna use this design inside a Canva. So we're gonna put this in the background, and we're going to try and recreate it as close as possible. It's not going to be perfect, but we're going to try and get the elements right, the layout right. Where does the text go? How big are the texts and things like that? So let's get into Canva right now, and I'll show you how to use this as a base to teach yourself how to create good designs. All right, so here we are on Canva. You can see that I did one already just for practice, but I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So first things first, we're going to go here to create on the left side, click on that, and then we're going to go to custom size, and I like 4500 by 5400. If you don't have it as a recent, you can just type it in, 4500, go to height here, 5400, make sure it's pixels, PX right there, and hit create new design, and we're going to have a new artboard right here. The next thing we're going to do is drag in that screenshot that we did. So hopefully you were able to do the screenshot. If you're not on a Mac, you're going to have to do something else on there. But you can just drag it in here, and boom. Now, if you had to drag in the full version, you could do that too and just crop it. So there's some crop right here. Let's say we got the full one. You can come in and crop it down to this, right? So I'm going to crop it down, I think to that. That's pretty cool. All right, and then I don't know if you knew this, but we can make this the background. But before we do that, I want to make sure that it's only 50% opacity, because we don't want it super dark, because we're going to lay some text over it and we may not be able to see it. So what we're going to do is do this right here at the top. Says transparency. You see that? Click on that, and let's just make it 50 right here. You can make it lower than 50, but about 50. You don't want to get too low, because we still want to see it. You can see at 25 it's very hard to see. So somewhere between 25 and 50 will do. Next thing is we're going to make it about this size, and then what we're going to do is put position on here and go to layers right there. And there's a cool thing that Canva does is if you click on this, you can actually make this the background. And what that's going to do is it's going to lock it back there, so you don't have to worry about clicking it or moving it or whatever. So I'm going to set images background. Boom. You can see it kind of fills the space right there. But now that it's the background, I don't have to worry about accidentally clicking on it. It's just going to be there in the background to help us learn how to design. Isn't that cool? First things first, we're going to go from the text first, then the graphics. So and start from the top and work our way down. So doing text at the top first, what we're going to do is click text here on the left. So click that. And then we're going to just add a heading. Click that. And then we're going to type in the word. So double click on here and type in and hold down your caps lock and just type in limoncello. So don't worry, we're not going to copy this exactly at the end, but we're trying to copy it close enough just so that we can learn how to do these things and learn about fonts. So you can see this one right here is a sans serif, doesn't have any serifs, but these right here are serif. So this is a good way to teach us about what serif and sans serif looks like and trying to get close to some of these. So I'm going to double click here, click on this. We're not using Canva Sans. We're going to just come in here and type in serif like that. And it's going to put up all the serifs. And now we can click on it. We notice that this is like a thicker serif. And if you look on this side, there's a lot of thin ones. So we don't have to waste our time in clicking on the thin ones, because if we click on that, it's definitely too thin. You can see that one's a little thicker. That's nice. And we can go down and look at some of the differences. Like this is way too condensed, right? And I would give yourself some time to just go through a bunch of these. Now, it doesn't have to match perfectly, but if you see one that you like that's close, let me get one that's close here. That's not close. Let's see, this one. Nope. This one. Let's say this is a close one, your closest one. What you want to do is click on this, hold down Option and drag, and then we're going to use this as the base. So this one now is our best one, but we're going to come in here and go to Nodo again, and then try some other ones. And so what this does is the top one closer, or is the bottom one closer to this one right here? So we're going to try some of this. No, that's too thin. Let's see this one. Actually, that's not too bad. But you can see the C here has that serif. This one doesn't. In fact, I think this is the same one that we're using. Nope, that's not it. Let me see if I can find a better one. Ooh, this one's a lot thicker. You can see the C's, not exactly, but you can see the E is, I think this one's closer than this one, right? So now this is our new leader. So I'm going to get rid of this one, come up here, Option, Shift, drag, so we have a copy, and do the same thing again. Now I would do this maybe 3 or 4 times. Remember, we're just trying to learn here, so take your time with this. Find something that's close again. That one's really not close. You can see the E's. Kind of look at each letter and kind of see what's going on here. It's very thin here. This one's not thin, and so on. So you can kind of really learn a lot about fonts. And one thing that's really cool is, like, if you see a good one like this one, I would save it. Maybe favorite it or put it on another board and be like, yeah, this one's really cool. I like this one, and this could be your, your new favorite or whatever. So that's one way to kind of build fonts and stuff. So let me find one that's maybe even closer and do that. All right, so I found this one, and this is, let me see, ITC Cheltenham. There's also a condensed Cheltenham, which I think it's kind of condensed actually. And I made it bold here, so you can see not bold and bold. And you can see the C is pretty close. The E is kind of close. I think this is closer than this one. So I'm going to get rid of this one. And we're going to pick this. Now, it doesn't have to be exact. We're just trying to find close enough. So next thing is make it the right length. So you can see the L and the O like this. And you'll notice this one is arched. And we can go to Effects now up here in the top. Click on Effects. Go to this curve. And let's see how much of a curve it is. You can see that's too much of a curve, so I'm going to make it out like this. And wow, we're getting really close at that right there. So I think that's about as close as we're going to get, and that's great. So that's really cool. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to try some of these things. I'm kind of in the way here, but Italia, crafted in Capri, and since what do we got here? 82. Maybe I can move myself here. And I'm going to just copy and paste these. So remember, like what we did, we clicked on this, Option, click, drag. And we don't need the effects on this one. So I'm going to turn off the effects. Just click Shape again. and it's straight. And we're going to double click on this and we're going to type in crafted, upper lowercase, crafted in, like that. And then I'm going to hit space and then Capri, like that. All right. Of course, this needs to be smaller. So let's see what we can do here. And the line spacing here needs to be closer. So we're going to select this whole thing. This one right here, advanced settings. Yes. Line spacing right here. And let's move it up. Perfect. So I got like 0.96, not 1. So you can see it's not perfect again, but it's pretty close. I'm going to hit Option Shift, click on it, and Option Drag, and we're going to do since, like that, and space 1982. Again, not perfect. You can see the 9 and the 2 and things aren't exactly the same, but we're just going to put that right here. We're just trying to learn again to not get exactly the, and we probably won't find the exact font anyway. We're just trying to get close. So next thing we're going to do is Option Drag here, and we're going to do this Italia, but we know that's a different font. But let's just do Italia for now. Itala, like that, and make it bigger. And we're going to do the same process that we did with the other one. We're going to come up here, but this time this is a script font. So we're going to type in script up here, that, and we're going to try different script fonts that match. So again, we're going to see like, man, that's close. So let's copy shift, Option Shift Drag, and double click on here and see what else we got. No, that's not closer. How about this next? Oh, this one's actually pretty good. This Nexus script. And we'll see. It's not exactly that, but it does have the I comes like this, and T and L like that. So let's just say this was the closest one that we got. I'm not going to go through all of them. You can do that. Try 5 or 6 of them on here. But just for the sake of time, get rid of this one. Put this one down here. Now you notice we're just doing it in black. We'll color it later. We're just trying to fill in the gaps here. So next thing is this lemon here. So now that we're done with text, let's do some graphics. We can come in here to elements. We can type in lemon, like that. See all graphics. And we got a bunch of cool lemons here. So what we're looking for now, we have like 2 lemons and 2 flowers here on a branch. So, you know, something like this, but this one needs flowers. So sometimes if you get close like this, you can see magic recommendations, see all, and see if we can find any with like flowers on a branch. Nope, not that one, not that one. Ooh, this one, does this have flowers? No, no flowers. Oh, this one had flowers right here. But let's see all. Might get lucky and see what we got. All right, I think I got pretty lucky. This one is 3 lemons and 2 flowers. So let me put this on the side. I'll get rid of these other lemons. Again, we're not looking for exact matches. We're just trying to do close enough match. I'll put this here. I would kind of twist it or flip right here, flip horizontal, and maybe turn it. Let's see. Turn it a bit like this. Yeah, I like it. Not bad, right? I mean, it's not filling the space as much, but it does have the branch and the flowers and the thing. So again, we're not going for exact match. We're just going for as close as we can find to kind of fit the space. So I think that does pretty well. Now there's some other ones. You can go through here and see if there's other ones that fit better. Maybe this one was better. I don't know. But try it out. Again, not perfect match, but close. Branch, lemons, flowers. You get the idea. Next thing we're going to do is like this tile back here. So I'm going to go back here and type in Italian. I got to spell it right. Italian tile. Like that. There's some really cool ones. Check this out. That's not square though, so I'm not going to use that one, but I could go and see all magic recommendations and see if there's a square one. So this may take a while. Let's see if I can find one. What I want to do is have one, you can see like there's an edge here. So if there's something that has a nice cool edge around it, like this one. This might be too much of an edge, but something like that. You see like a border or edge of it. So let me go through here and see if there's a square one that could work. Oh wow, this one's kind of cool. Yeah, this one's kind of cool, but I think let's see what, just like the text, we're gonna hold this here and see if there's another one that we can use. Now, after some searching, I found this one right here, which is kind of cool. You can see it has like a actual border here and has the thing taken out, like a square taken out, which is good because if we see back here, there's actually like a watercolor sky or ocean back here. So I'm gonna use that right here and just put it here. Of course, this is in the background, so if we want to click on our lemons again and do position, we can move the lemons to the top instead of the back, so we can do that like that. Now, what we're missing are two different things. So this graphic down here and kind of a watercolor background in the back. So I'm going to get this and I'm going to type in watercolor sky, maybe. Let's see if that, yeah, really cool. I'm gonna do, let's search for some of these. I just want like a light blue sky in the background just to give it some color. I think any of these could work. Actually, this one has some cool color. Perfect. So I'm gonna size it down to fit that square that's right there. And like that. Now, if it's not a perfect square, you can also make it a little bigger and then use the crop feature up here and then crop it to the square you can see right there, and then crop this to right there, and there you go. Now this will have to be in the back as well, so come in here, hit the position. This should be in back of the frame, which is in back of the lemons right there. Perfect. And now I can move the lemons kind of right there. Last thing is this kind of flower border here. So I'm going to click out of here and type in flower border. All right, so now we're just looking for like something like this, but I actually want like a black flower border because some of these are color and it should be one color. And I don't know if you can do one color flower border. Let's see. Yeah, it's messing it up. So I'm just going to do black like that. Perfect. Okay, so let's look for one that's like straight across like that. Hey, this one could work right here, and it's black. I'll put that right there. All right, so now we have all the elements that we need in place. What I'm going to do is hit this duplicate. Boom. And so for the first one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all the words and all the stuff that we did, like this, and then release this from the background. I'm going to go back here, go to position, click on this. I can go back, detach image from background, boom. And we're going to make it bigger. And you can see now it's 100%. So this is where we're going to get some of the colors now. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to remove this as the background too. Go back here, remove this at the background, detach, and we're just going to get rid of this one. So now we can kind of see how ours is laid out, and I think it's really nice. We're going to fix some things, so we're just going to move some things, make sure that everything's centered. Like this one needs to be centered. That'd be great. This probably needs to be centered too. So we're going to move things around and just get it in the right spot. Now everything else looks pretty good. Whoops, this one we can't grab, so let's go to position right there because it's in the background. It's hard to grab, but we can grab it like this. All right, that's looking good. I like how that works. This was breaking out of the frame, just like this one was breaking out of the frame, right? And it's not exactly, but we learned how to do the layout. Now, next thing is we're going to try and copy the colors. So click on this, click on color, text color like this, and we're going to use our color picker right here, like that. And we're going to color pick this blue right here. Let's see, like that. Actually, what would work better though is this blue in here because we have a different tile. So let's try that. Click here and do this blue. Oh yeah, that looks way better. And you'll notice some of these are the same color. So the crafted in Capri since 1982 and that are all the same color, so let's do that. Crafted in Capri, we're coming here, use that same blue, dark blue. This one right here, come in here, use that same dark blue. This one right here is not the dark blue. This one is a dark blue, so let's try that one right there. Boom. Now the next thing is this Italia. You can see that it's kind of that orange color. What we're going to do is we're going to pick some of the colors from here, maybe the darker one right there. So we're going to click on text color and add new color. And we're just picking colors from our design here. So we could pick this from the frame as well. So let's do that. Boom. And there you go, right? It's really cool. Now, you can't use this. You're learning how to design, but you can't put this on a t-shirt and try and sell it because it's way too close to this, right? We got the same words and everything, but you can change it up. And how would you change it up? Well, you could come in here, change the words, and move things around. Maybe not a lemon, maybe it's an orange and stuff, and then you could use it. One cool thing that I like is that Canva has AI built in. So let's duplicate this again. So we have a copy. We don't want to lose our original here. So this is a copy of it. And check this out. Hit Canva AI. I'm going to move myself out of here. And you can say redesign this page. So check it out. I'm going to hit redesign this page. And it says, redesign this page with a fresh, modern look while keeping the same content. Okay, let's do that as step one. Let's see, like, it's going to change colors, maybe change fonts. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm going to click this, and let's see what Canva does. Now, if it doesn't do enough changes, then we can come in here and use Canva AI to make even more changes. So let's see how good it does. All right, Canva did it. Look at this. It's totally different. It changed the fonts. It changed the colors. Now, you can change it even more if you want to, because maybe this one's like still too close to what we had before. You can go ahead and change it. But look at the artwork. It changed it totally, the background and everything. It's really cool. So you can move things around and definitely use this as your design. Or I'm going to copy this one more time, and I want to see if it can change the words on it, because that's really, we want to kind of keep the same maybe style of it. So I'm going to duplicate it again. I'm going to use this Canva AI and ask it to change the words. So all I typed in here for Canva AI is change the words to different words. And I'm going to hit this, and let's see what it does here for this page 3. Just make sure that the one you want to change is right here. This is why we duplicate it. We still have our original that we made, and now we have a different one that Canva made. This is really cool, right? So now it's going to go through some different ideas. You can see that one's going off the page. Now you might want to take some notes of this. I've done this before, and because it's off the page, it's going to change the words. So write these down or take a snapshot, because you're going to see that it's trying all kinds of different words to make it fit. So it might take a little while. I'll come back to this and show you what it actually ends up with at the end. All right, so this is what it ended up with. It took the effects off, but I can come back in here and turn it to a curve and maybe, curve it like this, and it might be too big. So we can come in here, but definitely different words. So that can help. Maybe a little bit bigger here so it fits in the box. It used Sorrento instead of Sicilia, or what do we have? Italia. It changed Agno 1947, made in Napoli. Kind of cool that it did that. So we can move things around, make sure that it's like this. Now we could also have it change this right here. So you can see, want me to update the imagery to new orange theme? Yeah, so let's do that. I'm gonna select the image and make these oranges instead. Now you could say strawberries or cherries or whatever, but we'll keep it simple since this color right here is orange, and I think will match what we have already. So I'm going to click this. Now you don't have to go and look for oranges. You can say have AI create some oranges, and let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so it did it. It changed the oranges. In fact, it changed all the text to orange, because what I typed in, I said make these orange instead. and it thought the color, not the fruit. So I had to say make the lemons orange instead. But you notice it has a white background, so I can use the background remover. I know that's a pro thing, but let's do that anyway. And it should do that right there. And then we're gonna turn it to see if it works. Oh, that works beautifully. Make it like this. Look at that. I think that works better than the orange. I'm gonna make this back to blue. Come in here, use my blue here, and this one blue, and this one blue. And we got a totally new design with the right style. Now, I would be fine with putting this on my design. Really cool on my shop. Make sure things are centered here. You can see the centered line as I go like that. They're centered. Make sure this is centered. There we go. Make sure this is centered, and so on. I don't know what aranciata means. I would look that up first. But as far as the layout goes, these oranges and this back thing, oh, we got to fix that. You see the white line here? So I'm going to click on this, go to position, click on this one, and let's just make sure that that's a little bigger here. Fill that space. Yeah, that's perfect. I really like this right here. Now you may not want this right here, but you could figure out what orange is in Italian. Maybe put that in here, and maybe put Italy back here still, or wherever a city in Italy. I think that could be fine. But you could also do this one, and this one turned out great too. So really cool. You can change the words again on this one if you don't want Italia. You could do Italy, or maybe find a font that works better here, or maybe actually this probably should be the lemon yellow. That's this color. Let's do the eyedropper and maybe pick one of these. Yeah, I think that works a little better because it matches the color there. But have fun with this. I think this is a great way to teach yourself how to create good designs. You can see we just went step by step, and you can do this with any design. Come in here, and then once you got it down, go the next step over and change some words and change some fonts and change some colors, and have AI help you change it too. You can come up with some really, really cool stuff. Hopefully this was really helpful. If you want to see more of these, let me know in the comments, and maybe we can do another one, pick a totally different one, and see if we can do it in Canva again. So one more thing I forgot to do is export. So once you're done, hit share, hit download. We're just going to download this number 3 one because I like it. So come in here, unselect all, come to page 3, hit download. Make sure it's transparent background. Hopefully you have that with the Pro version. I'm going to hit download. I'm going to show you what it looks like after we download. This will be big enough for any t-shirt POD site, whether you're selling on Etsy, Shopify, Amazon, or anything out there. This will definitely work. And here it is. Here's the final. You can see the transparent background, which is the gray. You can put this on a light yellow or a light blue or white or whatever, and it will really work. So on light shirts, this would work. And if you want to try it out on black shirts, just change the background, and you could make some of these changes like this, like use white and yellow instead. So have fun with this one. I think this turned out really cool. So there you go, kind of a long tutorial, but I think it was well worth it because you can see exactly how to learn in Canva by kind of copying what other people are doing and go step by step. This is a really great way to learn fonts and colors and different things and searching for it. When you find something really good, make sure to save it as well. Now, if you want to see all the text effects that Canva has, I did this video right here where I go over all the text effects and see how you can use that for print on demand. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.